hideous exhaust setup. I mean, this exhaust tip, I don't even know where they got it. It is hideous, and the way it's bolted on here, I mean, come on. This is just god awful. So, it looks like it's a factory exhaust as well, and they just cut the middle section right there and straight piped it. So we have something special. Alright, so we have another exhaust setup from Speedlab. It's the exact same exhaust that we put on the LML, same exhaust company, but obviously different body styles require different exhaust mounting location. So this one is specifically for LB7 body style. And as always, we are going to delete the muffler, so we don't need this part. So if you guys need a muffler for a 5-inch exhaust, message me on Instagram. You can, all you have to do is really just pay for shipping, and this will be yours. Alright, so here we have it laid out. It's a 5-inch exhaust, turbo back or downpipe back exhaust. This should sound a lot better than the factory, what, 3.5 to 4-inch exhaust that's right there. But especially we're going to get rid of that tailpipe, because that thing is freaking hideous. I mean, just look at it. Yeah. You versus the guy she says not to worry about. Look at that. What do you guys think so far? That exhaust actually came out a lot easy. I don't know if the fact that it was a long bed made it easier, but I was kind of expecting to be like cutting some stuff, but relatively easy. There was a lot of space under that truck to move the exhaust around, and yeah, it wasn't bad at all. Alright, so we have run into an issue. Ever since the L5P exhaust, I've been running into a decent amount of fitment issues with Speedlab exhaust, and this is another example right here. So this is a reducer, so from downpipe back it's what, 3.5 to a 4-inch exhaust, and then from here this is where it becomes a 5-inch exhaust, and that right there, it should slide in, but it's the exact same diameter from what I can see and from what I can feel, so it's not wanting to slide in. It's the exact same diameter right here. Yeah, it's a from what I can see, it's the exact same diameter. I mean, it might be like like millimeter thicker, so I'm either gonna have to really like jam it in there, or we're gonna have to get this piece wider. So let me struggle with it for a little bit and then I'll get back to you. Okay, so I knew I wasn't tripping. So here is another exhaust setup that I had previously purchased for my LOI Duramax. My LOI had a 4-inch exhaust, so I wanted to kind of go with the 5-inch exhaust, but never actually decided to go with that route. And so check this out. This piece that we were struggling to get it fit to the piece that came from the downpipe. Now, as you saw on mine, this part gets bigger for this part to slide in. Well, it's not supposed to be like that, because this part, this slides into this part, in which from here it becomes a 5-inch exhaust. So with that being said, I've ordered 3 exhaust kits from Speedlab, and the one for the LML was great. I mean, fit perfectly. Well, there were a couple of hangers that didn't line up perfectly, but other than that, it got the job done, and it wasn't expensive either. So if you're on a budget, I mean, it was the perfect exhaust kit because it works. However, 2 out of 3 is not acceptable. I'm gonna reach out to them and let them know that it doesn't fit and see if they have a solution. If not, I'm just gonna go ahead and see if I can use this exhaust kit. I don't see why not. Actually, I don't even think this was for the LOI. It was actually, it might have been for my LML, but it was on a super long back order, and that's why I ordered the Speedlab 5-inch exhaust, because they have one in stock and it got delivered within a week. This one was like 2-3 months out, so that's why I didn't use this exhaust setup for the LB7, because I didn't think an LML exhaust would fit an LB7. But worst push comes to shove, I'm going to see if I can just use this part and see if everything else kind of lines up. I officially think that this LB7 build is cursed. Just want to get it all fixed up so that way I can make more content for you guys. Kind of have more cool content, right? More performance, more modifications, instead of like maintenance and repairs, which we're going to have to do because there's a lot of small little issues with that truck. Not finishing the video here, we're going to go ahead and replace the glow plug on my LML. Glow plug number 7, cylinder 7 needs to be replaced. It's been throwing a check engine code for the last couple of weeks, and I like using my remote start, and I hate seeing the check engine light on the truck, so let's go ahead and replace that glow plug. After you remove the wheel well liner, we're going to access the engine bay, in which the glow plug number 7 that we're going to be working on today is going to be on the passenger side. So it goes from 1, 3, 5, 7, so even numbers on that side, on this side, and the other side would be 2, 4, 6, 8. So obviously you can already tell that I replaced the glow plug number 1. So 1, 3, 5, 7. So we're going to be replacing this one right there today. We went to Advanced Auto Parts and got the GM AC Delco glow plug. It was like 20 bucks from there. So this is the one that I use every time. Alright, move this out the way. And this tool right here is from Harbor Freight. There it is. Let's see if it'll focus. Come on. Alright, there we go. This one was also a AC Delco one. Alright, so let's go ahead and replace it. It usually comes with an extra nut, but I guess the AC Delco one doesn't, because I know the AutoZone one comes with it. So we'll just have to reuse our rusty one. You can tell by looking at the cylinder one, has a fresh nut on it, so that must have been an AutoZone name brand that I purchased back then. Just hand tighten most of it. Alright, and then once it's hand tight, we'll just go in there and just turn it like maybe 1/4 of an inch. Alright. This thing is made in Germany. This glow plug's made in Germany, so we use German torque specs. And you guys should know it by now. It is Guten tight. Perfectly rusted bolt. Goes back. Factory rust bolt. Then take the 8mm and tighten this back up. Alright, and we're done. And just like that, I saved myself 150 bucks. But seriously, if you take that to a dealership, they will charge you 100 to 200 bucks to replace your glow plug or glow plugs. Now, I might get a lot of hate for it. I know there are people out there who swear by replacing all the glow plugs at once, but I usually just do one at a time, whichever glow plug goes bad. Out of all the Duramaxes I've owned, I've probably replaced maybe 3 to 4 glow plugs total. So personally, just don't see a reason to spend 200 250 bucks to replace all the glow plugs. And plus, I live in Georgia. Maybe we might have 3 days out of the year where it goes below freezing. Everyone kind of has their own method. I will say though, whenever one battery goes bad on a Duramax, I do replace both batteries, just because I think the batteries are a little bit more important than glow plugs. I don't know if that makes any sense. It may not make sense to you guys, but to me it makes sense. But yeah, just like that, you can replace the glow plugs. It took me like less than 10 minutes. It took me longer to gather my tools and walk down my driveway than the whole process, because all it needs is 8mm and a 12mm. That's it. Very simple. And the reason why I wanted to share that with you guys is because I've noticed that there's a lot of newer Duramax owners on this channel, and like you, probably 4 or 5 years ago when I first bought my Duramax, I knew nothing about it, and it was probably a bad idea to buy a truck not knowing anything about it. But it made me do a lot of research and learn a lot about the platform, and at the time definitely could not afford to pay somebody to do these repairs, especially when they're simple and they want to charge 100 to 250 bucks. Learned to do these small little maintenance stuff on my own and started saving a lot of money. So I want to relay that with you guys, so that way newer Duramax owners can take my video, save yourself a little bit of money doing the labor by yourself, because like you guys just saw, it's super easy to do. The first maintenance repair I had to do on the LOI, on my first LOI, was a serpentine belt, and the dealership wanted to charge me 200 bucks to get that done. Bought the belt for 40 bucks at the time, and it took me 30 minutes. That was the moment I kind of realized, alright, I need to try to do some of these repairs on my own. But as always, if you guys enjoyed this video, give this video a thumbs up. I have new shirts on the website, and the promo code LB7 is still active, and you can use that for any JW Motorsports Co merch, rock lights, wheel lights, and I've extended it to wheel spacers, so you can use it on wheel spacers, t-shirts, anything you want. Kryptonite, Air Dog, and those things are excluded from the deal. But as always, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.